Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's Friday, 6-day preparation day. I was just kind of sitting on the deck, kind of got everything done. I had a quick thought, figured I'd post it. I ain't posted nothing in a while. Sometimes when you're sitting around, man, things come to you. I've got kind of another new approach to this thing when talking to people. When I first got in this thing, I was so zealous, and I was going around, and the reason being was I was trying to warn people. I was like, hey man, religion's not going to do it. You need to keep these commandments. And you go running out there and you got this fire in you and you're trying to warn people, and they take it as, this guy's crazy, or what are you talking about? Because they hadn't got there yet. So the thing about the commandments and the law, the Torah, the law, statutes, commandments, the feast, the Sabbath, and all that. See, they still think that this thing is supposed to be a burden. They don't actually understand that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And that's in the Old and the New Testament. In the Bible, the Most High Yah tells Israel, I can't remember what chapter, but he does tell Israel, my Torah is not too hard to do. And then the Messiah in the New Testament tells us that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. They take that as we don't have to do anything, but what they don't understand is there is a yoke and a burden to following the Messiah, but it's easy and it's not too hard to do. So when I sit down and debate a pastor, or sit down and discuss something with a pastor or anybody for that matter, from now on I'm going to go, the problem is if the Torah is not in your heart, meaning that you want to do it, then it doesn't matter anyway. And I kind of take a different approach of when people say, well, the Torah doesn't save you. Well, actually, it kind of does as part of your salvation. A faith unto obedience, being in subjection to the Messiah and the Most High. You can't have one or the other. You have to have that faith in Messiah and the wherewithal to do his commandments, because you should want to. So how I approach it now is, instead of saying, hey, we have to do this, no, you should want. If you're truly the Most High's, if you're truly following the Messiah, what they're missing is that you should want to do his Torah. You should want to keep his commandments. And that's why I say, and people probably flip out, but if you don't want to do his Torah and keep his commandments, then you're still of the world. Because the reason that people say that this is, oh, you can't do that and it's too hard to do and all that, is because they're still in the world. See, John says you have to come out of the world, and so does Messiah, by the way. We have to come out of the world and into his marvelous light, his menorah, his Torah. That's the conversion. That's the new man. The old man wanted to be in the world and do these things. The new man doesn't want the things of the world. He wants the things of the Most High. He wants the things of the kingdom. So we need to remember that when we're talking to people. When you're talking to someone that has a problem or thinks that the Most High's Torah is a burden, then they've been indoctrinated with religion to think that, and two, they don't know any better and they think it's a burden. And there's a couple other things that I'm sure I can name, but I won't right now. But, those are just some thoughts I've been having. The problem is that people, if you don't want to do his commandments, then you can forget about salvation. Because your belief, as James says, can't save you. Or Jacob was his actual name, but in James, go read the book of James. He tells you your religion can't save you. Your belief alone can't save you. Faith without works is dead. That's a theme in the renewed covenant as well as the old covenant. The Most High really didn't care he didn't care about your circumcision of the flesh if you didn't have the circumcision of the heart first, meaning that you want to keep his commandments. So I'm going to leave it at that. I just thought that was kind of a neat thing to do. It was just kind of spur of the moment, and I wanted everybody to get that in, because that's a good thought. You should want to do his Torah. This is not a burden. If it's a burden, then you've missed it, if that makes any sense. So shalom and Shabbat shalom. Have a great Sabbath. Love y'all people.